Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo is set to be bypassed by the Commission on Appointments for the second time, according to CA Chairman Mig Zubiri. Senate President Zubiri explains that the Commission needs more time and documents to verify Tulfo's citizenship. Secretary Tulfo earlier admitted to acquiring American citizenship, but clarified that he already renounced it this year. The CA also brought up questions on moral turpitude in relation to Tulfo's libel conviction, which the Secretary believes is not applicable to his case. Despite the issues, Tulfo is optimistic that he will be reappointed by President Bongbong Marcos.
Yung sinasabi po nila kasing yung case ko po tungkol sa moral turpitude ay iba naman po kasi dun sa status ko po. Wala po ako, hindi po kasi ako elected, appointed po. Ayaw ko i-complicate yung kanilang decision. May mga documents po kami. If you will ask it, our lawyers po are prepared to put our position, ma'am. And I believe kailangan po rin siguro lang reviewing.
To further discuss this matter, we have with us former Senate President and CA Chairman Franklin Drilon. He's joining us via Zoom. Good evening, sir. Welcome again to The Big Story.
Good evening, Robbie. Good evening, Gretchen.
Sir, there's two major points going against Secretary Tulfo. Let's start with the first one. Citizenship. There's no question that he had taken on American citizenship. He's saying he's renounced it. How exactly does this play out, and how does that question exactly affect his appointment?
When he became an American citizen, the law then prevailing was that with the acquisition of a foreign citizenship, you lose your Philippine citizenship. Subsequent to that, I worked on, authored, and wrote the Dual Citizenship Act, which would allow one to retain the Philippine citizenship even if he acquires another citizenship. But for those who are already foreign citizens because they have lost the Philippine citizenship, then they must take an oath of allegiance to claim dual citizenship. Now, under the law also, once you present yourself for as a candidate for public office, or you will be appointed to a public office, you must renounce your foreign citizenship. Now, in the case of the American law, you know, Secretary Yasay was rejected by the Commission because of American citizenship. Now, question: under the law, you must renounce your American citizenship, and there is a process under American law. You know, we all remember some guy standing up on a political stage and tearing his American passport. That does not work. Under the American law, you have to go through a process. So that is the issue without passing judgment on Mr. Tulfo, that is an issue. Did he validly renounce his American citizenship so that he would qualify for the appointment? I do not know the answer because I do not know the facts, but that is the law.
Well, Secretary Tulfo says that moral turpitude is not applicable to his case, given that he is an appointed official and not elected. What can you say about that?
Well, I wrote the law, and what the law provides is before you are appointed to a public office, before you occupy a position in a public office, whether elected or appointed, you must renounce the foreign citizenship because it's now a question of loyalty to the republic.
Does the same go with the libel case and the moral turpitude?
I am talking about the citizenship issue. Because that alone would be an issue that Mr. Tulfo has to contend with, because he is a foreign, and there is already a precedent, as I said. the Commission rejected the ad interim appointment of Secretary Jun Yasay as DFA.
Okay, let me just ask on the political side, this is the second time that the CA has refused to confirm his appointment. From your experience, does that necessarily augur essentially the end to this appointment, or is he right to still be hopeful and optimistic that he may yet be reappointed?
Well, he needs a reappointment because with the bypass, then the ad interim appointment expires. He must be given a new appointment. And this is the second adjournment. Under Section 20 of the rules of the Commission appointment, the Commission appointment can only bypass an ad interim appointment twice. On the third time, there must be a vote as to whether or not the Commission will confirm the ad interim appointment of the appointee. The first bypass was on October of this year, October 1, when Congress adjourned. The second bypass will be today, or when he was bypassed. So if he is reappointed, the third adjournment will be on March 25, and he must be either confirmed or rejected by that time, because Section 20, which allows the deferment of the action of the CA, will no longer apply and can no longer be invoked. So he must get a new appointment, because an ad interim appointment is precisely that. It is a provisional appointment which expires when Congress adjourns.
Okay, Senator Drilon, if you don't mind just taking advantage of your presence with us on another topic, you must have listened in, or certainly you're aware of the developments as far as the Maharlika Investment Fund is concerned. It looks like it will sail past Congress, but some major concessions made there by the majority. What do you think now, or are there still red flags?
Well, conceptually, Roby, I really have problems. We are no economists, you and I were, but I cannot understand how you can make investments when you borrow money. If you look at the experience in other countries, particularly Singapore and Norway, there are excess funds which is being managed by the sovereign funds. Sovereign funds, in order that they can make a full return or a better return. But the premise is there is a surplus. In our particular case, we are on a deficit. So, sa makatuwid, kung kayo po ay isang sa pamilya, uutang ka ba para i-invest mo with all the risks involved? And that is what we are facing today. So conceptually, on the fiscal side, I really have a problem on the concept because we do not have excess funds. Number two, the weakness of our institutions. So, the rule of law is an issue. No matter what you say, it keeps on cropping up. Why? Because under our system, the president has full control over the executive branch. This MIF will be under the executive branch, under the full control of the executive. Now, so the issue of the strength of our institution is an important consideration that that we should take into account. It is the governance issue. So, we must remember that so the GSIS and SSS funds are no longer investable funds under the Maharlika and under the MIF. But do not forget that the funds of DBP and Land Bank are also trust funds, and therefore those who manage it assume a fiduciary relationship. And that is why the board of directors of these two banks are sworn to exercise diligence of a good father of a family, or extraordinary diligence. Now, is that same standard required of those who will manage these funds. So conceptually, I really have problems
Apa. Okay. Sige po.
on the concept.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Former Senate President and CA Chairman Franklin Drilon.